Hello, today we're going to be jumping into the Time Lord build. Take control of the battlefield by slowing down time and taking aim at your enemies. With this build, you'll be able to quickly and safely dispatch all enemies close by. And while this build is fun, it's also very limiting. And unlike other builds we'll be going through, this will be a level 50 build, which we'll walk you through 10 levels at a time. And at level 50, of course, you have 49 points to spend. Alright, so let's jump into the Time Lord build and where to spend your points. So at level 1, you get 21 points to put into specials. And then, of course, you can get the special book right off the bat, right at your house, right outside the vault, put into any point you want. And then as soon as you do the militia quest, you can immediately pick up the perception bobblehead. The Time Lord build is pretty demanding of our specials, so we're going to pump our points into just a couple of locations. Alright, so for this build, we're going to need our agility at level 10. If you want to save your 10th point for when you find the bobblehead, we can do that. So we'll go ahead and pop agility up to level 9 for now. So what agility does for us is it gives us more action points to use in VATS, so we can take more shots while we're in there. Right, and for this build, luck and perception are also important. The biggest issue with perception is that its perks don't really build into the Time Lord. Some of them are nice, but they don't really build into it. Alright, and so this is about perks, so we'll go ahead and pump our points into luck. We need our luck to be at least level 9 for this to work. But we're going to go ahead and put 8 points into luck, because we're going to get our 9th point from the bobblehead. So that's going to take, since we have 1 point in, it's going to take 7 points away. And that's going to leave us with 6 points left over. My recommendation for the last 6 points would be intelligence, but you put them wherever you want. All right, and then we're going to grab the special book at the beginning. You put that wherever you want as well. I would put it into intelligence. If you see my previous builds, you know I like that 30% boost from intelligence, hitting at level 10, lets you level up 30% faster. If that's not important to you, then put the point somewhere else. And I know there are players that swear by Idiot Savant, so I'll be putting out a video later that'll go over Idiot Savant versus intelligence on which one will actually level you up the fastest. So we're going to go get dog meat and then go to the militia so that we can start setting up sanctuary. We'll find a perception bobblehead, which gives us the only point in perception we're going to need. If you notice when you're reading, perception affects weapon accuracy in VATS. So that's the only reason to even put points into perception is to increase your accuracy in VATS. If you're not having an accuracy problem, I wouldn't worry too much about perception. It's going to take up a lot of points that we're just going to need to put somewhere else. But since we got the bobblehead, we now have the choice of going rifleman. But rifleman's my favorite perk simply because their rifles are the majority of guns in the game, and you can modify the gun. So if you find an automatic gun, you can switch it to single shot for a rifleman, save yourself some ammo, increase your damage. All right, so for this build, we're going to go up to level 10, which if you don't know, you get to level 10 pretty quickly in the game. So our first 9 points are going to go into, for our first couple of perks, we're going to put one into Action Boy under agility. The faster those come back, the quicker we can go back into VATS. And then under luck, we're going to take Mysterious Stranger. This guy will just occasionally appear in VATS and lend a hand. Okay, so this guy shows up and just starts shooting with you. So it's nice, a little perk to have. Can definitely save you some ammo. If you're using VATS, you're more likely to get criticals. If you don't know, criticals mostly happen in VATS. There are a few occasions where you can get criticals outside of VATS, but they're mostly during VATS. So we'll go ahead and put a point into better criticals. That's 3 of our 9. Then there's the critical banker perk. So when in VATS, you can save a critical hit to be used when you need it the most. Alright, so you can hang on to a critical if you want. And as you level this up, it'll just increase the amount of criticals you can hang on to. This can be kind of nice. You may not want to waste your critical on a rad roach, right? So hang on to it for that powerful mutant or enclave member. That's 4 points. And then Grim Reaper Spirit. Death becomes you. Any kill in VATS has a 15% chance to restore all action points. And so while 15% is low, as this levels up, it'll be a lot less lower. So go ahead and put a point into there. So that's our first 5 points spent. Our 6 point spent should go into our weapon preference. If you want to use pistols, go pistols. If you want to use automatic rifles, go commando. Alright, I'm going to go rifleman because that's my preference. So I'm going to put my 6 point into my combat. This is a perk I would recommend the most for combat, simply because it has a majority of guns, works for shotguns. Most rifles can be changed out for different types of ammo, and you can switch pretty much any automatic rifle into a single shot rifle. So it makes this one a really nice perk to use. But you go whichever combat perk you prefer. And that leaves us with 3 points left to put wherever we want them. Now, you can go into theory building on where to put all your extra points and stuff like that. I could spend hours on here just theory crafting. So we will avoid that. You go ahead and put them where you want. I'll go ahead and show you where I would put them. I'd pop a point into medic so my stim packs are better. I'd pop a point into hacker so I can get access to more things. And I'd pop my final point into scrapper so that I can get more materials out of scrapping things. All right, now for level 10 to 20, we'll have 10 points to spend. Where should we spend them? Well, of course, we should up our rifleman perk. So we'll pop a point into there. The higher a rifleman is, the more damage we deal and the more armor we ignore, which allows us to save ammo. And if you notice, at level 18, we'll be able to do this again, pushing our rifle damage up to 60% and ignoring 20% of the target's armor. So we'll go ahead and pop another point into there. So we just spent 2 of our 10 points. All right, we'll drop a point into Action Boy. So we'll pop one of our points into better criticals. Our criticals now do twice as much of the damage. So that's going to be really awesome when we land criticals. But with Critical Banker, right, we're going to be saving up our criticals. It stacks really nicely with better criticals, and that's why we're going that route. So Critical Banker, we're going to pop a point into there. That's 5 of our 10. And then, of course, Grim Reaper's Sprint. At level 19, we'll be able to pop a point into there. And we now have a 25% chance to restore all action points and VATs, which is going to be really nice. And these three items in VATs are going to stack with this one once we get access to it. We have to find the lucky bobblehead first or put a point into it. And so quick hands is going to be important, especially later in the builds for saving action points. So we'll go ahead and pop a point into quick hands. Right now that's 7 points out of our 10 into our Time Lord build. And that leaves you with 3 more points to put wherever you want. Now where would I put these 3 points? I would put them into Perception. So I'll pop 2 points into Perception. Alright, this is going to increase my weapon accuracy in VATs, which is going to be helpful. And now that is at 4, it gives me access to lockpicking. And if you don't know, I prefer to lockpick and hack so that I can get access to all the loot in the game. Right, and then we'll put our final point into Locksmith. Alright, now levels 20 to 30. You should have a pretty good idea where we're going to go with this. I'm going to drop a point into Quick Hands. Of course, you won't be able to drop these points in like I am right at the beginning, right? Because you'll have to be level 28 before you can put a point in here. But one of your points will go into Quick Hands. Alright, and this will reloading guns cost no action points in VATs, which is going to be really super useful. Alright, we'll pop a point into Mysterious Stranger, so he appears more often in VATs. Alright, and then most of the other abilities require us to be over level 30 to take. So, that's 2 points. That leaves us with 8 more points to spend. So at this point, I'd put another point into Luck, unless you just want to do the Luck bobblehead. But since our Luck is already going to be so close to 10, I would go ahead and use that bobblehead for the 10th point. And that's just my preference. So you save this point and put it wherever you want. I'm going to pop this up to 8 though. And that way I can start working on the 4-leaf clover perk. Because the 4-leaf clover perk is going to stack with all our other critical VAT perks we have. So what it does is it gives us each hit in VATs has a chance to fill our critical meter. Right, and so when we fill our critical meter, we can save those criticals or use them. And as we level it up, you can see it's getting even better chance of filling our critical. So I'm going to put another point into it. Right now we can't put any more points into it until we're at over level 30. But you see it has a very good chance of filling our critical meter. So we're going to be getting a lot more criticals as we level this up. Alright, and that leaves you with 6 points to put wherever you want. Of course, I would recommend putting them into points we already have stuff into, such as Scrapper. This will allow us to start finding nuclear materials and stuff we break down, which is going to be really important. So that's 1. Hacker, of course, level that up so we can access better equipment. 2. And then lockpicking, I would go ahead and start leveling. I would go ahead and max that. So 3 and 4. Now, this one's only necessary if you're having trouble breaking lockpicks, and of course you can't take it to after level 40 anyway. So it's not really necessary, so that's why I call it maxing it out, because once you can unlock all the best locks, then I consider it max, because I never worry about the bobby pins breaking. I never take that. Okay, so that spends all your points. All right, now let's go from level 30 to 40. At this point, you've probably found some bobbleheads. So we'll go ahead and up our intelligence as if we got a bobblehead. We'll up our agility as if we got a bobblehead. And we'll go ahead and up everything as we have found all the bobbleheads. If you've chosen not to spend your time going around getting bobbleheads, you'll have, this will just happen whenever you have the bobbleheads. We'll go ahead and simulate all the bobbleheads for now. Oh, oops, did I put a point in perception? I accidentally put an extra point in perception. Ignore that. This should be at 4, not 5. Because we already got the bobblehead at the beginning of the game for that. Alright, that pushes our luck and agility up to level 10. Alright, so we should, of course, take the Rifleman perk to increase our damage and ignore target armor. And, of course, if you're targeting limbs and VATs, you'll have a higher chance of breaking those limbs. right? And then we'll put a point into Action Boy. So we regenerate our points 75% faster now, which is really nice. And then once we hit level 40, the final point will go into Quick Hands. We gain 10 additional action points, which is going to be super helpful. We'll pop a point into 4-leaf clover. Each hit in VATS now has a very good chance of filling our critical meter. And then for our ultimate, for our Time Lord, is Gun Fu. You've learned to apply ancient martial arts to gunplay. Do 25% more damage to your second VATS target and beyond. So if you've noticed that you've been able to target several people in VATS, this is a good one to take. If you're not targeting several people in VATS at the same time, this is not one to take. Instead, maybe focus on getting your intelligence 10 and taking Nerd Rage instead. Alright, so we'll start leveling this up now that our agility is 10. Level 26, so we can, remember, go at level 30 to 40, so we can go ahead and put another point into this. We do 50% more damage to our third target and beyond. So the first target, normal damage. Second target, 25% more damage. Third target, 50% more damage. That's our 6 points. And then we'll start putting points into Ricochet. Because what this does is an enemy's ranged attack will sometimes ricochet back and instantly kill them. Then that's going to be awesome. And the closer you are to dying, the higher this chance is. Alright, and of course, we'll continue down the Ricochet path. This is a increased chance that enemy shots will ricochet and back and kill them. This will be our 8th point. Alright, that leaves us with 2 points left over. And I would recommend pushing those into Gun Nut, because at this point, you're going to need to start modifying your guns to make them stronger. Gun Nut, of course, could be taken earlier, and you could reduce points into something else, such as lockpicking or hacking or something like that. But combined with Scrapper, you'll now be able to start making some decent mods for your guns. Alright, now from level 40 to 50. Final push in this Time Lord build for the Ultimate Fighter. You want to save 2 points in this for the final, for when you hit level 50, so you can get that max out Gun Fu and Ricochet. Alright, our final point into Gun Fu instantly does a critical hit to your 4th target and beyond. Alright, so the second target we're doing 25% damage to, the third target we're doing 50% damage to, and the 4th target and beyond that, we're instantly doing critical hits. Right, and of course Ricochet, when an enemy shot ricochets back and kills them, there's a chance your critical meter gets filled. Alright, so then you get a critical right off the bat. So this stacks with our other critical abilities we have for VATS. And of course, 4-leaf clover will max that out at level 48. Grim Reaper Sprint. All kills in VATS now have a 35% chance to restore all action points and refill your critical meter. So now we're getting lots of ways to refill a critical meter. And Critical Banker, we can now level it up. And we can now save up to 3 critical hits to be used in VATS when we need them. Banking a critical also has a chance to save an additional critical, so you can really fill up your critical banker a lot faster. And then, of course, if we're getting lots of criticals, let's go ahead and pop a point into better criticals so they do 2.5 times as much damage. And our Mysterious Stranger can now be leveled up. He now appears more often in VATS, and when he kills an opponent, there is a chance to fill your critical meter as well. So, more ways to fill our critical meter. Alright, then we'll pop another point into Mysterious Stranger. So he will appear more often now when using VATS, and has a higher chance of filling our critical meter. And of course, we'll have to save up an extra point for finishing our critical banker. Again, the critical banker is optional if you don't care about increasing your critical damage, but for this purpose of this video, we're going to. Alright, so we'll pop another point into there. So now we can store up to 4 critical hits. Right, and then our 10th point will go into Rifleman. Rifles will now do double the damage and ignore 30% of the target's armor. Also have a higher chance of crippling limbs, so your first couple of targets in VATS when you're doing Gun Fu could be aimed at like an arm or a leg to slow an enemy down or get them to drop their weapon. And that's our level 50 Time Lord build. Anything over level 50 can now go anywhere. Some recommendations, of course, would be to max your intelligence and start getting Nerd Rage. And we could go on and on about every perk, and I'll probably be doing a perk tier list as well in the future. Make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell for future videos. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.